Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today, I am working on a Cobalt SS, of all things. This one's a bit unique. I don't even know what year it is because I haven't gotten that far in the process with this yet. I basically looked it over and gotten an idea of some of the things we need to do. It is a Cobalt SS, which is a car that they stopped building because it killed a bunch of people. It is a supercharged front-wheel drive 4-cylinder. This one has been lowered. Brakes haven't really been upgraded. It's got some worn-out tires on it that say moist on them, and it's running on corn. So the customer who owns this car purchased this thing as the first car for his 16-year-old son, which may or may not be a great idea, but it doesn't run real well after it gets hot. It's really hard to restart. It doesn't really run correctly. The suspension is all over the place. Like, I actually found stuff that was loose and it needs a wheel bearing and it needs an alignment, among other things. But it actually does have a lot of good stuff going on. It's got new moved outer tire rod ends. It's got new lower control arms. It does have brand new pads and rotors in the back. It's going to need a set of tires. It's got lowering springs on all four corners. It is a manual shift car. And that's about all we know about it at this point. We've got a bunch of questions about this car right now. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to install some brand new fuel injectors. I don't know where we got those from. Where did I get those from? I got this. So this car has a set of injectors in it, probably from ZZPerformance. Unfortunately, ZZPerformance was not able to, they're sold out of these injectors right now. And then our friends over at CIA Performance, we talked to them about the car a little bit, and they got us some Bosch injectors from Injector Dynamics. So we're going to put a set of injectors in. That will require me to replace the connectors because that has the old style Bosch connector, and this has the newer style connector, so I'll have to repin and make new connectors, but that's not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and put a fuel filter in it, and we're probably going to drain all the fuel out of this because this car's been sitting for about 6 months. So fuel quality is definitely a question. E85 can't sit, and it does bad things to your engine when it does sit. So we're going to clean out the old fuel, put in a new set of injectors, put on a fuel pump, and then it's going to go to the dyno and get a tune because it's horrible, and we're going to make it better. So let me get this thing pulled inside and get some injectors swapped out. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Injector rails right there. Injectors can be replaced pretty quickly. Got a couple little coolant leaks that I'm going to address while I'm in here. I also have a crack on the exhaust pipe behind the catalytic converter, which is right in front of the rear O2 sensor, so we want to get that sealed up so that our O2 sensors are reading correctly. It would be hard to tune a car with a bunch of air leaks in the exhaust. Try and make our tuner's life a little easier. We've already addressed a few other small items on the car, but we're on to the bigger stuff. So let me get this thing fired up. We will pull it in the shop. So that's good news. Compression in all 4 holes is within a few PSI. So that tells me we can move forward on other issues. Oh, we'll just sneak you out. Well, those O-rings look horrible. The backs of the valves aren't disgusting. Ooh, that one's wet. I'd say that was our leaking injector. They are pretty gross all in all. Oh well, get them changed out, get them done. So the old injectors run the 2-pin Bosch style connector. So we cut those off the factory harness and install the new connectors with the supplied connector bodies, terminals, and weather pack seals on the original harness. It's kind of nice because I could actually sit down at a table and do this calmly and not hunched over a fender, so that was pretty nice. We went ahead and just picked up new pucks because this engine uses these little plastic pucks or spacers, whatever you want to call them. Ooh, I caught it. And they have these O-rings in it, and when I pulled them out, two of these pulled out of the head because the O-rings have gotten square. So I'm like, hey, let's get some O-rings. I looked through my O-rings, and the O-rings I had were either too big of a cross section or too small of a cross section. So I'm like, all right, we'll just get the new pucks, and that'll be that. So I'll lube these up. We'll stick these in the hole, put our new injectors in, put our fuel rail back on, connect our harness. I need to get some plugs, and then we can put our plugs in. And then we'll be ready to drain all the old crappy fuel out of this because the E85 that's in it is more like E76 because it's been sitting for at least 6 months. So we're going to drain all the fuel out, put fresh fuel in that we've verified as E85, and then this guy's going over to the tuner. So busy week this week. Lots of stuff going to the tuner. So I'm going to stick my Injector Dynamics injectors in here. I got my pucks in. I couldn't find my Chinese fingers. So I had to use chopsticks to get the piece out that I dropped.
You knew I was going to give you some shit, man. I didn't give you no shit yet.
For people who don't know what Chinese fingers are, it's this long tool. It's like a wire, and it's got really tiny little fingers that pick stuff up out of tight spaces.
You really hurt people when you pinch them.
Oh god, yeah, it hurts me. It hurts when you pinch somebody with it.
I've done that more than a few times.
Woo.
Sneak up. Ow!
That'll wake up. That'll wake you up real quick. So we got 4 new Injector Dynamics injectors. What are these things?
1050.
1050?
1050 cc.
1050 cc? Holy cow!
Because he's going ethanol. You gotta use twice as much fuel to get
Holy
the same amount of
cow,
power.
that's a lot of injector.
Yep.
But yeah, I suppose you're right for ethanol. Gotta have it.
Yeah.
Do we know what's in it?
What, the injectors?
The injectors.
We have no idea. That's the problem. I have no idea what they were.
It's already set up for ethanol, right?
Correct.
But we don't know what the injectors are?
Correct. So at that point in time, you already have one that's leaking.
Yeah, well, the one was definitely leaking, so yeah, just put 4 new ones in, and then we know what we got, what we have.
Correct.
Hey, look, these injectors come with
clips.
With clips, but not really because those are clips to hold the adapter. So there's an adapter on top and there's an adapter on the bottom, and then it still needs the clip transferred over. So we'll transfer our clips over so we don't make a fire.
Yes. With very, very flammable fuel.
That too.
Yeah, that was the problem. Was we have no way of verifying which these injectors are, and the energy and expense to take them out, get them cleaned and flow tested, bring them back, have them rebuilt, just get a new set of injectors so you're guaranteed that everything is good and healthy and happy. It's just not worth it.
Well, like you said, the one's leaking badly,
Right.
Which is why it has the popcorn hot restart that makes David poop his pants.
That you did over and over again intentionally?
Intentionally, yes, I did. I did that a lot. It was funny. Getting my fuel rail in here. Looks like everything's where it needs to be. I've got clearance on everything.
Okay, now oh my god, these ejector tips are terrible.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Oh.
Maybe not.
That does not look good. Hey. I'll make that reference, and apparently the younger generation have no idea what I'm talking about.
What's that?
Hey. Ernest P. Worrell. Apparently the younger generation doesn't understand.
Oh, spark plugs.
They all look terrible.
Yeah, they all look terrible. So do the spark plugs. But it did have really good compression.
So,
and now it has really nice Injector Dynamics injectors.
Yes.
That we are paying for. We are not being paid to market their product, but we're going to give it a shot because it's what we could get.
That's literally the option.
Only thing we could get. Thank you, Injector Dynamics, for having these so that we could buy them from you.
Gosh.
And put them into this car. Oh, does he want an Injector Dynamics sticker?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to spend that much money on injectors, not get stickers.
All right, put the stickers in the car.
Yeah, literally they were the only ones available.
Do you want spark plugs?
Probably.
Since I have them out,
Yeah,
it
I
would
would say
probably be a good time to put them in.
Let's do spark plugs.
Because they look a little bit carbon.
Craig, you're getting spark plugs.
All right, well, I need spark plugs and then I need fuel. All right, so we did a little looking and this thing had the factory plugs in it. So we're actually going to go one step colder on the spark plug and we're going to re-gap them to 30 thou. And we're going to do that because that's what the tuner told us to do. He's the boss. So I'm going to get the plugs in, drain the fuel, and then it's ready to go to the tuner. So that'll probably be the next session of this little popcorn Cobalt. Yeah, I'm going to get to work. Spark plugs.
Well, there you go. We're going to wrap that one up there. For the astute observer, you may be questioning why you're seeing us do this video right now, and the answer is because I forgot to edit this video and put this together. Clearly, this repair work was all done pre-dyno. The dyno video is up. It is in this playlist. I will link it up here, and it'll be in the little clickable thingy here in just a moment. But I wanted to put this video together since I already had the footage and show you guys a little bit of the repair work that was done to this Cobalt SS before it went to the dyno over at ZZPerformance. If you're interested in watching the actual dyno performance, please go watch that video. There will definitely be more with that little Cobalt SS because Craig and his son are definitely enjoying it, and I think we've got a lot of plans for it in the future. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. It was a cute, quick little one, not a real big, long, crazy involved one, but hey, you know what? It's not always the big projects that we do. Sometimes it's just the little stuff we do to get things back on the road. So, please do click on the subscribe button if you haven't already. Drop us a comment in the comment section below if you're interested in the Cobalt SS's, if you have one, if you had one, if you crashed one. If you have any questions about anything, please drop those in the comments as well. And as always, please do click on that like button. Lets YouTube know that you're actually paying attention to what we do and that you might actually like it. We've got a whole bunch more stuff coming soon. Stay tuned. We'll see you on the next one.